On today's show, my predictions of Tesla Battery Day, a Tesla Model Y spotted in Australia, and I need to talk about this. Welcome everyone, my name is Chris and this is your show about everything happening in Australia and from around the world in the space of renewable tech like electric vehicles, battery, solar, wind, and more. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It does honestly help the channel, and if you want to help us to the next level, join us over here on Patreon where you get early access, polls, news, things that you just don't get here, including Discord access. And a big shout out to my producer level Patreons, and that is Ashley Hill, Nigel Farrier, Ray Johnson and Tessa on the Gong. Alright, let's do this. In a world first, Tesla's Powerwalls will provide grid stability services to South Australia. Tesla's first virtual power plant, made up from batteries installed in more than 2,000 homes, is going to grow to 50,000. Yeah, 50,000. And well, they've recently won regulatory approval to assist with grid frequency control and ancillary service market offers. So, what does that mean? Tesla and Energy Locals have been approved by AEMO, they're like our energy regulator, for an increase of 10 megawatts of capacity. Now, unlike typical Tesla Powerwalls or home battery systems, which actually store electricity from either solar panels or from the grid, a virtual power plant battery can be used by AEMO to provide critical services to the grid, like during network outages, generator failures, big consumer blackouts, you name it. Plus also, they can help with the frequency and get this grid stable again. Now, in a move which is great energy policy and something that really helps those who need it most, it's a recent announcement that the next stage of the project will see 3,000 public housing properties receive a 5 kilowatt rooftop system and a Tesla Powerwall too, at no cost, and will provide to the household a flat electricity rate 22% less than the default market offer. Great, huh? Yeah, absolutely. Now, for those who are interested as to how it actually works, quite simply, the VPP requires customers to, at a minimum, keep about 30% of electricity available in the Powerwall anytime. That equates to about 5 kilowatt hours. So that way, AEMO can draw on it when they need to. In return, the customer gets those discounts and will reduction in daily fees and other charges. So what I find impressive is how the virtual power plant has in a very short time achieved more than 27 megawatt hours of energy capacity and will soon grow to 67 megawatt hours. Heck, when it's at 50,000 units, this is going to be like 675 megawatt hours of capacity. That's like seriously a power plant. Truly impressive. Now, did you know that Google has just eliminated its carbon legacy? What? Yeah. It turns out that in 2007, Google were the first major company to commit to carbon neutrality, and since 2017, they've matched 100% of their electricity consumption with renewable energy purchases. Now, just last week, Google proudly announced that they had procured enough high-quality carbon offsets to neutralize all of their emissions since founding in 1998. So, congratulations, Google. Good job. And look, there's a lot more to this story, but at a deeper level, they're not stopping at just buying carbon offsets. Nah. So they're actually doing a lot of awesome work in this space, such as investing in renewable energy projects, issuing $5.75 billion in sustainable bonds that will support a wide variety of issues to sustainable future, like green energy, green buildings, cleaner transport, circular design, affordable housing, racial equity, COVID responses, and more. So again, well done to you, Google. And this is something that other businesses, I hope, will mirror, and something that governments should be looking at and saying, hey, if they can do it, why can't we? Alright, time for my favorite segments, and it's mail time. Last week I posted my review of the Ego electric mower, and feedback was really positive and nice. Thanks everyone. Of note, this is from Dean. Any chance of getting a hold of a Stihl battery mower or a Husqvarna battery mower to do a comparison, Chris? Now, I would love to. Now, I'll reach out to them and ask, but failing that, if anyone's in a 5 kilometer radius of Taylor's Lakes and who's got them, can you message me below and I'll do a review? Thanks. On last week's news show, I brought you news that Tesla perhaps will ship the Model 3 and Model Y from Shanghai Giga to Australia and New Zealand. And well, here's what you had to say about that. Shanghai over Fairmont any day. Chinese quality is knocking on Japanese quality and the gains up for America. And this? We will get the why here in Q1 2021, I guarantee it. Well, I have NFI, but I hope we will see it ASAP. We have so many owners in our group waiting to buy the Y to rent it out in 2021. Demand will be huge. Alright, thanks David and Milam. Now, check this out. With thanks to Sensei Shredder for finding it, YouTube channel Oleg Kazakov spotted this Model Y on the Pacific Highway north of Sydney. Is this actually a Model Y in Australia? The footage is from a Tesla dash cam, so it's a little blurry, but I have paused it and I confirmed that this is absolutely a Model Y. Now, if you want to check it out in full, please follow the link down below or up here, and look, give this guy some love, thumbs up his video, and maybe subscribe, eh? Yeah, good job Oleg. And one last mail comment, and this is quite interesting. Phil writes, could the Shanghai Tesla avoid the 5% import duty applied to cars imported to Australia, unless the country of manufacture has a free trade agreement with Australia? I read an article saying that Shanghai is a special trade district and therefore import tax does not apply, but I'm unsure if this applies in relation to Australian imports from Shanghai. Well, I did some digging around about this, and well, yeah, it does seem that Australia is one of the several countries that have lower duty fees from China in particular. Additionally, Bridie Smith from Driven looked into it and applied it to the Tesla Model 3 and found that the car would come in around about $57,000 to $66,000 compared to current prices of $79,000. That's like $22,000 to about $13,000 less. So yeah, that would actually make the Model Y cheaper for us Aussies too. So here's hoping. Jaguar introduces new plug-in hybrid, the new F-Pace, now with an electrified powertrain capable for the first time of doing a pure EV drive. In a rather assertive looking vehicle that features super slim LED headlights and all new interior with like 11.4 inch HD curved glass touchscreen, the plug-in hybrid electric power unit is capable of doing 50 kilometers in pure EV mode. The F-Pace is available for order now in the UK and will be in Australia in 2021. Okay, so here's this week's events to look forward to, but before I do, please note that the dates and times have been adjusted to Australian Eastern Standard Time, so yeah, set those clocks, peeps, because, well, somewhere in the middle of the night. Anyway, on Thursday, the 24th of September, VW is finally going to take the camouflage off its ID4. In this cheeky little tweet, I think aimed squarely at Ludicrous Motors for the $165,000 car, they've teased that September 23, or that's 24 in Australia, will be the full reveal. This I'm excited for, as this car will release worldwide and is in a popular segment of that small medium SUV, and that is very popular with buyers. Now, did I miss something else? Yeah, Tesla Battery Day. That's on Wednesday the 23rd of September at 6:30 AM. This will no doubt be watched by anyone who cares about electric cars, battery storage and more renewable tech. Touted by Elon Musk as an exciting event, I figure it's time that I put my guesses out there in the hope that, well, the internet will be kind to me in the future. So, first up, and no surprises here, Tesla will start making their own batteries. We've seen other car makers entering the EV market, even Tesla state that, well, they're constrained by battery availability, and to go into the battery making, well, it makes perfect sense. Sorry. The benefits will be many, but before I do, please note that like Tesla in the short to mid-term will not get rid of their current battery suppliers, that is like Cattle, Panasonic and LG Chem, as to do so will mean that the not very secret Roadrunner project will need to go from zero to hero and provide more than 40 gigawatt hours of energy production that took actually Panasonic years to perfect. So, before I get into the benefits of making their own batteries, there are a few other announcements I think that Tesla will actually feed into this new business arm of the business. Yeah, let's go with that. First, new battery chemistry. In particular, that they're moving forward and they'll remove cobalt from all battery lines regardless of the maker. Now, this isn't anything new and already been done by Cattle in China. So, no big revelation here, but what I think it does is take away any doubt or criticism that you can level at any company that uses cobalt in its products because, well, unfortunately, some countries don't have a best record around like human rights and, well, cobalt mining. Oh, and just to awkwardly lighten the mood, fun fact, cobalt is actually used in petrol. So the next time someone says to you, oh, those EVs are dirty things, they're no better or cleaner than my car, just point to this little fun fact to them. Okay, other big news is that Tesla's new battery chemistry will also extend to a new battery design, which will be larger than the Model 3's 2170 cell, but also more energy dense by about 15%. That will mean less area needed to provide the same size battery pack, less weight, fewer materials and cheaper costs. Translating that out, that will mean that cars will be able to go further and it will be cheaper to everybody, including consumers. Another announcement is the launch of the Model S, and I'm going out on a limb here, Model X with plaid mode. Yep, I'm saying it, Model X with plaid. These tri-motor supercars, capable of like 0 to 100 km per hour in about 2 seconds flat, have been in development for a few years now, and I think will benefit from the higher energy availability, not only through this new battery that Tesla will make for them, but also incorporate the dry supercapacitors. Remembering last year when I think it was in February, Tesla brought out Maxwell Technologies. Yeah, well, I think the lessons that they'll learn from incorporating them will actually now end up in Tesla's car lineup. In another bombshell will be the announcement of a Powerwall 3 with like double the capacity of Gen 2, perhaps around about 25 kilowatt hours, just a bit more perhaps, but at roughly the same price. And this Powerwall actually covered most people's homes for an entire day, and I think will be a great seller. So, in summary, they'll start making their own batteries, free from cobalt. Tesla will only buy batteries from makers who can do this. The Roadrunner factory in Fremont will provide batteries for the Model X and Model S moving forward. They'll be bigger, but they'll also be more energy dense and relatively lighter. Model S and X will see range gains for the long-range Model S into the 700-kilometer territory, and importantly, plaid variants making use of the batteries and supercapacitors. By doing all of this, Tesla will actually cement itself as like a serious force to be reckoned with. From better control over supply lines, costs being controlled at every point from like procurement to production, plus the benefits of learning from making their own batteries will no doubt transform the EV and energy story world the world over. So, what do you think? If you're watching this before the event, put your comment down below now as to what you're expecting. Now, just one last thing before I go. Have you signed my EV petition urging the Australian government to please support users into electric cars? In Australia, we've got almost zero help in this space, and electric cars, as you've already learned, are quite expensive. And the way to get our emissions down and get our CO2 from vehicle transport to a near zero level is by electric cars. And so, yeah, I think, what's the number now? Put it on the screen. Yeah, there you go. So join that number, share it with friends, talk it up, discuss it with your local member of parliament. That's what I'm going to be doing when we reach 1,000, and we're almost there. So help us get over this critical point and support this important bit of change, okay? Thank you for watching, honestly. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions or comments, whack them down below. I do try to respond. I might like it, I might put on the video, who knows, but I do want to hear from you. Subscribe whilst you're there. Yeah, smash that subscribe button. Think about joining over here on Patreon. Otherwise, have a great week, and I'll see you later this week after Patreon.